Remember, I'm a college facilitator. So overall, are college textbooks still serving their intended purpose? Really, college textbooks? Imagine an academic learning environment, a classroom. Imagine a fresh approach to learning. Imagine an innovative, interactive, creative, and critical thinking learning experience. Imagine there are no textbooks required. Sounds pretty interesting, right? That's my vision of a 21st century academic learning environment. Throughout our college careers, all of us have been required to buy an inordinate amount of really expensive textbooks. Yes, I repeat, really expensive textbooks. And then we face the daunting task of reading these technical, theory-based, factual, and at times extremely difficult narrative. Let's be honest, most textbooks are very boring and filled with mind-numbing prose. Now, I do understand that the publishers and the authors have federal mandates for content standards that they need to abide by. But the end result is 10-pound tomes delivering the material quite superficially and unrealistically. Now, I want to preface that by saying it's not true for all college textbooks, but it is true for the vast majority. Let me share a personal story with you. I am a chronic reader. I love to read. It's my favorite pastime. When I have a choice, it goes something like this: sex, book, sex, book. Go figure. So I'm returning back to college as a non-traditional student, and I'm pretty excited because now I'm going to embark on some new reading, because I love to read, some academic reading. New solely from the perspective that I had not picked up a college textbook in at least 2 decades. So I got my college textbook list and I headed to the bookstore. I was in for 2 rude awakenings. The first rude awakening was the cost of my college textbooks. I was taking 4 classes, 12 credits. There were a total of 8 required textbooks for those courses. So I went on up to the register, and I was flabbergasted when I got the cost of those textbooks. $814.53. Yes, I have the receipt to prove it. See what it says? Really expensive college textbooks. The second rude awakening was when I started to read the material and the content that was so dry, non-relatable, and actually uninspiring prose that I had to read. You know, the readability formulae on college textbooks are left to be desired. What we get are authors presenting ideas to us didactically that we are just supposed to accept as discrete facts, as opposed to giving us the information as clues to these concept theories and principles that we can discover and further explore. I was not impressed. I've got to say, I was not impressed with the college textbooks. And so the knowledge transfer that I had anticipated to occur did not occur. I do not remember anything at all, to be honest with you, from any of those college textbooks those years ago. Let me fast forward a few years. I become a facilitator for a university, Wilmington University. And unknowingly, I had become an anthropologist, and I was assessing students in my classroom. What I noticed was a common trend, a disturbing yet common trend. Students coming to class without their college textbooks. So I did an informal poll in one of my business courses. I just posed a general question to the students, general yet open-ended. This is what I said to them. How do you feel about college textbooks? These were the responses. The names have been changed to protect the innocent and the not so innocent in my classroom. Jason declares textbooks are boring. Really, Jason? You don't say. Kathy stated, it would be awesome if we did not actually need a textbook for this class. Why? I asked. She says, well, I could never really understand the point anyway. You always share the PowerPoint slides, you give us great information and resources in your weekly contents and resources folder. That seems enough. You give us handouts and relatable material. And then the course has a lecture, face-to-face meeting, so what's the point? Ryan proclaimed, he said, I believe that true learning begins with small lectures, which is often supplemented by the text, the materials you give us, and your discussions of real-life experiences. Eva stated clearly, stop the madness with the college textbooks. But overall, I've got to tell you, most of the students were relatively frustrated with the cost of college textbooks. In that one particular course where I polled the students, that textbook is $215 for a core business course that's required by all the business majors. Another case in point, this is for a one semester, 4 classes, 12 credits. Look at the price. One textbook, $208.67. The next one, $274.80. This one, $255.93, and this one, $284.15, for a grand total of $1,023.55. So, students were saying to me, first of all, I noticed, students were showing up without the college textbooks. One, they either didn't buy it. Two, they bought it, they didn't read it. Three, they bought it, read it, and had a hard time relating to the dry factual content inside the textbook. That was my experience. Number 3, having a hard time truly relating to the textbooks. So I made a decision. I said, I am going to further discuss with these students to gain a deeper understanding from them. Let's take a look at this. According to publisher.org, data revealed in the United States, over 75% of students decide not to buy the textbooks their classes require, in large part because they find textbooks too expensive and are discouraged by the simple fact that quite often a few chapters from the books are needed for study. That's all. I thought this slide was really cute. It says, so how often are we going to use our $400 textbook? And me as a professor said, oh, we just need it for that paragraph on page 12. So based on that data, the recent trend, and my personal observation, this is a critical issue in college. It truly is. It is an academic dilemma. In every walk of life, when we have a problem, we try to find a quick solution to resolve that situation. However, not in academia, not in higher learning, that is so riddled with dogma and long-standing traditions. Instead, what we do is we put our heads under our wings or underneath the sand and pretend that the problem does not exist. So here's my call to action. Let's abandon the traditional lecture and textbook format. Why? It's an archaic methodology that does not encourage our students to think critically. It's a passive way of learning. We keep telling them, think critically, think deeply. Let this be a competency-based learning experience. How can they when we don't equip them with the tools? So what are we going to do with this call to action? We are going to give our students case studies to learn by, a new, completely innovative framework. Why? Case studies are real-life situations, real-life organizations facing threats, opportunities, problems, issues, risks. And what it does is it put our students figuratively in a decision-making mode. They have to make decisions. They have to take actions. and they have to also defend those actions and those decisions that they make in that role. What are we going to offer? We are going to offer Harvard Business Review or Ivy Publishing course packs. These are the cost savings for students. For the Harvard Business Review and Ivy course pack, the prices are pretty comparable. For the Harvard Business Review, for an electronic course pack, it's $2. For the printable and downloadable version, it's $3.95. So say in an undergraduate college course, we decide that we are going to use 10 course packs for that course. You see the cost saving for the students? For the E version, it's $20. For the printable and downloadable version, it's $39.95, compared to the average cost of a college textbook, which is about $200. So wow, think about that. We're actually encouraging our students to think critically, to think deeply, to think intensively. And isn't that what education is all about? We are supposed to teach them to think creatively, think deeply, think about real life situations. That's competency-based learning. So as leaders of education, yes, it's our commitment. Yes, it's our obligation. Yes, it's our fiduciary responsibility to our students. We're required to take charge and implement change. Let's be innovative, creative, and inspiring. Let's break away from academic dogma and tradition. Let's be agents of change and challenge the status quo. Let's fulfill our obligation to our students. As students, imagine an academic environment, a classroom. Imagine a fresh approach to learning. Imagine an innovative, inspiring, creative, and critical thinking learning environment. Imagine there are no textbooks required. Imagine I'm actually going to learn. After all, Albert Einstein states, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Thank you.